This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
Learn to climb. It's where I cut my teeth.
We wanted to close it to climbing. It was a big deal. It had to be saved.
Tonight, how a 3-decade partnership saved this rock wall for climbers, contributing to the growth of Victoria's climbing community.
Access to sport is such a big thing for youth. It really is a great place to come together as, community, being able to interact with people who you might not otherwise interact with.
Hitting the links, the island teens trying their hands at a new sport in a push to make golf more accessible. Plus, Adam finds out why a woman calls her fireplace a portal to another dimension full of squirrels. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. For well over 30 years, thousands of climbers have been taking to the rock wall on Fleming Beach as an athletic outlet. Although in the early 90s, discussions began around Esquimalt council table to close the wall to climbers, only to be saved by a unique partnership that continues on to this day, one that will be celebrated tomorrow at a special event. CTV's Brendan Strain has the story.
For climbers, it's a gorgeous chunk of rock.
Known just as Fleming Beach in Esquimalt, it has introduced thousands of locals to the sport of climbing in the capital region.
30 years ago, when the council here wanted to close it to climbing, it was a big deal. It had to be saved.
In the early 90s, Esquimalt Council started receiving complaints from residents that the climbers were blocking the narrow walking pathway.
The ocean used to come right to this line.
There were also concerns that if someone was to get hurt, the municipality could be sued for upwards of $2 million. Local climbers band together, appearing before council on numerous occasions, although both parties soon found themselves in a stalemate. That is until the climbers formed a society called the Greater Victoria Climbing Association, agreeing to work with the council and Esquimalt special committees to come up with a solution.
3 things happened. The walkway had to be widened.
The association ensured Esquimalt Council that if they were to be sued, it would only be on the hook for a $10,000 deductible, sweetening the pot. And to stop that from ever happening, waivers were brought in and would be needed to be signed, resolving the municipality's liability concerns.
Yeah.
The rest, as they say, is history, and the wall was saved, with now climbers being asked to purchase a $12 yearly permit for its use.
This is where I learned to climb. It's where I cut my teeth.
Robert Samogi is the owner of Boulder House Climbing and says the popularity of this rock wall is one of the reasons there are now 5 indoor climbing gyms in the region.
It's definitely opened the doors to the general public to enjoy climbing.
It's special.
Esquimalt's mayor says there are only 3 or 4 municipalities in BC that can lay claim to having a sanctioned outdoor climbing wall like this within its borders. Tomorrow, the crag will be celebrated with a special ceremony and ribbon cutting, celebrating the saving of the wall 30 years ago.
Are you going to be down there?
I'm going to be down there.
Are you bringing your climbing shoes?
I will not be climbing, but I will be enjoying the cake.
The event runs from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., where you will have a chance to put on a pair of these shoes, chalk up your hands, and attempt to scale the seaside wall that was almost lost to climbers so many years ago. There are also 200 permits already purchased for those wanting to partake. Brendan Strain, CTV News, Esquimalt.
Nanaimo will be entering Stage 3 water restrictions next week, a move the city says it has never had to implement this early in the year. Starting Monday, residents and businesses in the Harbour City will be asked to voluntarily cut back on water use. Things such as watering your lawn, washing vehicles, and other non-essentials. You're also being asked to minimize watering landscapes, gardens, and ornamental plants. The city says if you must water, please do it by hand or use drip irrigation. The Stage 3 restrictions are a result of ongoing dry conditions and increased water demand.
For the last 2 months, we've received virtually no rainfall to help our reservoirs. We look at consumption. We're well above average this time of year for water consumption. In fact, we've had some records in May. It's about 17% more compared to last year.
If demands for water remains high and weather conditions do not improve in the near future, the city could enter Stage 4 restrictions. Low snowpack levels have been a concern heading into the dry months. The latest report from the BC River Forecast Centre, released June 1st, shows the island snowpack at 0% of typical levels for this time of year. By June 1st, about 55% of the seasonal mountain snowpack has typically melted. The report says warm weather through April and May and below normal precipitation across Vancouver Island has accelerated snowmelt. Nanaimo RCMP are investigating a possible hit and run that resulted in one man suffering serious injuries. It happened just after 10 last night. A 31-year-old Nanaimo man was found in a parking lot on Nichols Street. He was taken to hospital by paramedics with what police call serious, non-life-threatening injuries. Mounties say the man was unable to explain what happened or how he received the injuries. This morning, paint markings following a trail of blood could be seen from Victoria Road to where the man was found.
It was reported to us about 10:20 p.m. last night. It probably occurred sometime before that. So we're trying to connect the dots between 200 Victoria Road and 190 Nichols Street. We don't know how he was injured. All we know is that he has serious injuries. He's been taken to the hospital for further treatment.
If you have any information, including dash cam or surveillance video from the area between 9:30 and 10:30 last night, you are asked to contact Nanaimo RCMP. The end is in sight for remediation work on Victoria's Bay Street Bridge, which has been causing traffic jams for months. The work began in February and is on schedule to wrap this month. The eastbound lane has been closed while construction crews replace the bridge's expansion joints. Next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there will be full closures overnight from 7 to 7. After that, the city hopes to determine the date the bridge will reopen to two-way traffic.
So if we had a lot of rain through Monday through Wednesday, a couple activities might not be able to be finished because we do need some dry weather, and then that might just push the opening a few days. So we're talking that if things went well, we could be opening at the end of next week, but it might be, say the week following or shortly coming after. So it's soon.
Since the work began, there's been congestion on the west side of the Johnson Street Bridge during the afternoon rush, as it's one of few routes to get downtown from Vic West. Pro golfer Rory McIlroy could learn a thing or two from a group of island kids who took to the golf course in Saanich today. Students from Shawanook and Lenongit schools took part in a Try Golf Day at Highland Pacific. The goal is to make golf more exciting, approachable, and accessible with free, fun, and friendly coaching and games. Coaches join the students in gym class for the first 4 days to build confidence in a place they feel safe. The RBC Community Junior Golf Clinics are delivered by Golf Canada.
I really want to do it again.
You really want to do it again? What is it about golf that makes you want to do it again?
That's how I learned about it from Max.
Max is one of the coaches. He says private clubs, lessons, and equipment are pricey when you're just getting started and trying to figure out if you like the game.
Access to sport is such a big thing for youth. It really is a great place to come together as, community, being able to interact with people who you might not otherwise interact with, and teaches you, again, so many things about life. And so having these different things, whether it's golf or any other sport that you have incredible access to, it's really nice to be able to support those programs and give back.
They try to translate golf skills into life skills such as confidence, patience, and goal setting. Check your bank account. One of the federal Liberals' key affordability measures will kick in today for an estimated 12 million Canadians.
This is something we had promised in order to help Canadians alleviate these tough times. This is a one-time top-up initially, and then a 25% structured top-up for every quarter going July 1st onwards. So Canadians can expect that in their accounts. British Columbians, there's over 1.6 million that will get this today into their accounts.
It's called the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit, and it replaces the GST-HST credit. Amounts vary based on the size of the household. A single adult with no children will get up to $679. A married or common law couple will receive up to $890. The Canada Revenue Agency determines your eligibility automatically when you file your tax return. Still ahead, some positive news on the labor front.
The numbers today were strong enough to reverse most of the losses that brewed in the data.
Canada adds 88,000 new jobs last month, beating expectations. What it means for the economy.
19 degrees for a daytime high in Victoria today. We've since slipped to 16 under mostly cloudy skies. I think we'll top out in the 16-degree range again tomorrow. Could see some showers across parts of the island. Those details after the break.
A trusted voice focused on Vancouver Island first, sharing stories.
We're here at Esquimalt Lagoon
that hit closest to home.
Housing is a problem. What's your plan?
Watch weekdays at 4:30 and at CTV News Vancouver Island.ca.
Well, Josh, let's be real. I'll probably be inside this weekend watching the He-Man movie, but if I were to go outside, what would befall me?
You know what? It's going to depend on the times that you're outside, because we've got scattered showers in the forecast for a couple of areas. It's not going to be heavy, steady, consistent rain for almost anywhere across the island. There's not too many spots that are going to pick up significant amounts of moisture. So you've been hearing through the newscast today how dry it is in a lot of areas, especially around Nanaimo. That's not really going to change, despite the fact that we do have some showers right now and through this evening. But yeah, it's going to be no more than just light precipitation over the course of the next couple of days. Hit and miss in through that area and really across most of the rest of the island. Every now and then, overnight tonight, you're going to see some showers move through. You can see that twist. There's a low area of low pressure off to the southwest of us. So Saturday morning, pretty good chance for some showers in Victoria. Kind of breaks down a little bit in the afternoon, although there may actually be a couple of isolated thunderstorms in southern parts of the island late tomorrow. And then for Sunday, we're awaiting that system, which should bring some decent amounts of rain to northern parts of the island on Monday. As for tomorrow, partly cloudy, breezy, gusts to about 40 or 50 kilometers per hour and a high of 16. Sunday, dry for most of the day in the north, and then in the evening hours, you get that area of rain starting to move in. Temperatures steady in the mid-teens for daytime highs the next 5 days. Around 15 or 16 degrees for inland areas tomorrow. Chance of some showers. There's a very good chance that you will see showers. It's just not going to amount to all that much. 19 and a mix of sun and clouds Sunday, and then a chance of some showers again on Monday. Out on the west coast, a few showers in the forecast for each of the next 3 days. Gusts to around 40 kilometers per hour tomorrow. Highs of 13 or 14. So that's just slightly cooler than average as we head through the weekend and into early next week. In Comox, 30% chance of a scattered shower, high of 17 tomorrow. I think for most of the day, it's just a mix of sun and cloud, and Sunday looks dry with temperatures close to 20. Highs will drop back into the mid-teens Monday, Tuesday with the chance of some showers. In Nanaimo, you've got showers in the forecast for tonight and tomorrow. 16 for a high tomorrow, and then a little closer to 20 with a mix of sun and clouds Sunday. Showers Monday, Tuesday. Again, what falls tonight, tomorrow, and Monday, Tuesday probably doesn't amount to much more than maybe 5 to 10 millimeters worth. Saturday here in Victoria, 16 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. Chance of showers, especially early in the day, but in the afternoon there might be a spotty shower or thunderstorm in the area. I think for most of the afternoon hours it's dry. Sunday, mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies, about 18 or 19, and then a chance of some showers Monday. Temperatures not really moving all that much. Daytime highs somewhere in the mid to high teens right through the next 5 days, Nafisa, which is pretty close to average. So I'll hope for your sake that while you're in the theater is when the showers are falling.
All right. Thank you, Josh. Some good news to share on the labor front today. Canada added 88,000 new jobs last month, beating expectations. BC added more than 25,000 jobs in May, with construction and manufacturing continuing a 3-month stretch of growth, and nearly 6,000 jobs in accommodation and food services. The overall national unemployment rate also fell. It sits at 6.6%. CTV's Jeremy Sharon now with a closer look at the numbers and what they mean.
Fresh baked goods rising in demand. In this Ottawa bakery just months after laying someone off, Jordan Pett is hiring again.
Looking to, grow our menu and keep it steadily growing, and hopefully grow our team more as well.
According to Statistics Canada, the country's economy added 88,000 jobs in May, driving unemployment down 0.3% to 6.6%, outperforming forecasters' predictions.
The numbers today were strong enough to reverse most of the losses that brewed in the data to start the year.
Full-time employment drove the gains, while part-time jobs took a drop. Unemployment among youth is down 0.9%, but still above 13%.
Because we deal with thousands of businesses, to place youth into businesses, we saw optimism, and thankfully the numbers have proven that out today.
Specifically, students are off to a better summer job season than last year, which was the worst in nearly a decade.
Part of that fall in the unemployment rate is a fall in youth participation. And it's not exactly clear why fewer youth are participating in the labor force.
The data comes on the heels of a GDP report from the same department last week that showed Canada has entered a technical recession, which the Conservative Party remained focused on today.
It's very clear in the numbers that we're in recession. What we're seeing in the job numbers is that we're significantly worse off than the pre-pandemic averages.
While the government says Canada's economy is moving in the right direction.
The numbers that you saw this morning on employment shows that the Canadian economy is resilient.
While economists are calling today's report a positive signal, they say it is too early to tell whether Canada's economy will continue on this positive path. Jeremy Sherrill, CTV News, Ottawa.
Gas prices are down today, but that relief is mixed with some bad news. Diesel continues to climb in many parts of the country. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth on the continued pain being felt at the pumps.
Kevin Nickerson says he's paying too much for fuel, and not just when he fills up his truck.
Hot water even, so all summer we're burning. So the price of home oil and everything.
According to fuel analyst Dan McTagg, the war with Iran continues to put a pinch on diesel markets, causing supply and demand pressures.
It means that diesel, which is the global workhorse for all fuel, is going to remain high.
This tourism executive says the season is off to a good start, but he's bracing for the possible long-term effects of rising jet fuel costs being passed on to travelers.
That would, in time, potentially discourage people from wanting to continue to travel here.
As food gets shipped across Canada, diesel prices are being absorbed by trucking companies and grocery stores, resulting in some food becoming more expensive.
Diesel is impacting the P&P at the grocery store, protein and produce.
Shopper Noriko Ewing says she has no choice but to pay more for the groceries her family needs.
So we need it, so we buy it, even expensive.
According to Sylvain Charlebois, the cost of food being impacted by diesel prices varies across the country. Some remote areas like the prairies or here in the Maritimes are being hit with bigger price increases compared to other places. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Parks Canada has been collaring some grizzly bears in Banff this spring to help track their movements, but famed Bruin, the boss, was having none of that. The boss was outfitted with a tracking collar on May 13th and within a few days managed to rip it off. Officials say his ability to remove it isn't unusual for large male grizzlies, as their neck size makes it easier to slip off compared to younger males or females. Parks Canada says the GPS data provided through collaring helps better manage grizzlies and their habitat. He is the boss. Well, coming up, the squirrel portal. Adam meets a woman with a story about a weird sound in the wall that ended up being a meaningful reunion. Next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Finally, Adam finds out the story behind a woman who started calling her fireplace a squirrel portal on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
When she looks back at pictures of her old home, little Woo will never forget that day she heard something weird in the walls.
Scurrying, and we're like, oh no, we have a rat problem.
So she and her partner Shane turned a box into a trap, placed it in front of the fireplace, and waited.
And then all of a sudden we heard a scurrying. We got it, slammed the door.
They carried the box to this nearby park and prepared to set the rat free.
Oh, it's a squirrel. Oh, hey, buddy.
I was, concerned about what we might find, to absolute joy.
But instead of running away, the baby squirrel stayed absolutely still.
So we were just trying to brainstorm, what do we do with this baby squirrel?
Little Woo and Shane agreed the squirrel needed its mom. But when they brought the baby back home, she didn't return for him.
Well, we were trying to come up with sounds like... I was like, we don't really know. We don't know.
So they found a recording of an actual squirrel's cry online, placed the baby on the ground, and played it. Less than a minute later,
We were shocked because
the mom appeared on the fence before racing to the ground to investigate.
it was testing, to see if there's something a little bit off, suspicious.
Then she moved close, scooped him up. The mom and baby reunited.
And I was very choked up. I felt a sense of awe that this actually worked.
But this, it turns out, was just the beginning.
It was like a deja vu.
Over the next few days, they heard more scurrying and found way more squirrels in their fireplace.
Felt like a portal from another dimension full of squirrels. It was like one after another, they kept coming.
But this time, little Wu and Shane cared for them before driving them to an animal rescue. And once the babies were old enough, the whole family was released into the wild, leaving these humans feeling a deep affinity with squirrels.
So we'll always remember the time that the squirrels came through the portal and decided to give us the gift of being able to connect with them in that way.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
Ingenious way to have mama come running. Well, that is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.